What's up? It's Rob Cressy, and what I want to do is bridge together two of my worlds. The worlds of personal growth and development and sports betting. And what I want to share with you is personal growth for sports bettors, how to win at life. And I want to put these two things together because my success in the world of sports betting very much starts with how I approach life and creating success and love in everything I do, in the process and the roadmap and the ways of being to create myself into the best version of myself every day, and you can too. So a lot of the language and analogies that I'm going to be using, I'm going to do so from the lens of sports betting and sports bettors. So let's start with this. In sports betting, we always hear about the sharps and wanting to be on the sharp side. So what is this? Well, sharps typically see value where others don't. They are wise, and oftentimes they are seen as being on the right side. So as we think about how to win at life, hey, we want to be sharper when it comes to our own personal growth and development so that we can win at life. But let's go with this. How to be a square at life. Because the opposite of a sharp is a square. Someone who does not invest in yourself. You're not intentional about your thoughts or your actions. You have no self-awareness, no accountability, poor language and self-talk, no process, negative energy, and you're not looking for edges for improvement. So when it comes to life, if you're a square, man, those are the things that you are not investing in with yourself. So if you want to be sharper and win at life, what is the roadmap for the things that you can do? So what I'm going to do is break this down into 5 things. That way you can win at life and be sharper in everything that you do. So number 1, process. And process is so important for me when it comes to sports betting because you want something that is repeatable. And the sharps, they have processes. So maybe they use data, or maybe they watch tons and tons of film and they break it down. But no matter what, the sharpest bettors out there, they have a process for creating consistent results and winning. And for you to get the desired outcome that you want in life, to win at life and live your best life and love every single day and love what you're doing, what is your process? So, are you studying the high performers, the people that you aspire to be like and do things like? Because no different than a sharp watching NBA games or NFL and breaking that down, why would we not want to do the same things when it comes to our own personal growth and development? The next thing as it relates to process is it says, all right, for you to show up as the best version of yourself every single day, what are the 1, habits, and 2, routines that you consistently do all of the time to get your desired results? So let's break this down quickly. So habits are going to be the things that you're doing every single day that you know contribute to your growth and positive outcome. So maybe this is as simple as drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Well, why in the world do you do that? It's very easy. When you drink water, it hydrates you. When you're hydrated, you get more energy. Boom. That makes sense for something you would want to do every single day, first thing in the morning. Meditating, journaling, gratitude. There's a wide variety of habits that you get to design that say, hey, how do I create the best version of myself in a holistic manner? So when it comes to meditating, for me, boom, I want some stillness in my life because the entire world is chaos and things are thrown at you. So it would be nice to have 5 minutes once a day just to create that peace and tranquility in yourself. And then journaling, boom, nice and simple. Get what's in my head out of my head and onto paper. That way I'm not thinking about it. Gratitude. Here's a crazy concept. How about we be thankful for the things that we have instead of focusing on what we don't have or comparing ourselves to others? Boom. These are very simple habits that you can create. And on the routine side of things, number one, fitness. Boom. So we as sports bettors love to bet on the best of the best in the entire world. And when things don't happen, how dare they? How could they not? ... And it's always made me chuckle inside that people could be so critical of professional athletes, yet they never get off the couch to themselves. All right, well, when we're going to look at routines, boom, fitness. This is top of my list because if you don't have your health, you have nothing. I plan on living to at least 150 years old. I've got a long-term mindset for that. So fitness routine, very important because when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you're confident. When you're confident, amazing things happen for you. Rinse and repeat every single day. Reading routine. Boom. This is another one. Nice and simple. Hey, think if you read something no different than sharps, what are they doing? Boom. More information, more information. That way I can make more informed decisions. Well, reading is the same thing. Hey, what are the personal growth, development, entrepreneurship, leadership, creativity, sales, marketing, you name it. What are the books that you can read that can help download some new knowledge for yourself? And then lastly, goal setting. Do you do it daily, weekly? How are you planning out in advance? No different than sports bettors who, hey, lines come out on Sunday nights or Mondays. Boom, I'm going to try and get this early on. And then later in the week, we got some line movement. As it gets closer to the end of the games, boom, we've got movement there. So your ability to plan out the success in your life, no different than the same way you're going to plan out when lines move. So process it is oh so important. Next thing, mindset. And for me, this is how I pretty much do my Sharp 600 podcast for covers.com is I am such a fan of mindset because mindset is your view and your lens of the world. So the sharper our mindset, the sharper our actions can be. So we're going to continually improve the way that we think and process things. And this is very much the teach a man how to fish side of things where it's like, all right, you can give out winners, but they're going to win and lose. I'd prefer to say, hey, this is my thought process and way I'm thinking about doing this. So there are two things that will serve you when it comes to mindset, when it relates to your personal growth and development. Number one, having a growth mindset. And this was so simple. And I think back to the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. And my dream is to work in sports and be creative. And I have no relationships, no revenue. No one knows that I even exist. So I'm like, all right, no matter what else happens every single day, if I do two things, I control two things, I will continue to grow. And number one is having a growth mindset. If you learn something today, by design, you make today better than yesterday. Rinse and repeat. It's why I do the reading routine every single day for 30 minutes first thing in the morning. Because if you learn something, boom, you're always growing. And what a growth mindset says is you are not fixed in this situation, that you can always make things better. And being a better, it's like, wow, well, how do you be a better? It is your ability to say, let me get smarter, look at different things. How can I learn on how to be a better? The same is true for your own personal growth and development. So if you have a growth mindset, you become like Neo in the Matrix, who's like, whoa, I can learn Kung Fu. I can learn anything. And when you give yourself this gift, it is the most beautiful thing in the world. And I think back to one of the most important quotes that anybody ever taught me. And they said, Rob, if you ever hope to get paid to do what you love, you better be doing it already. So I'm sitting there at zero and I'm like, I want to get paid to talk about sports. How do you do that? Well, you should probably teach yourself podcasting, being on camera, hosting, audio and video editing, social media marketing, brand building. All of my dreams were on the other side of me learning on how to do the things that I wanted to get paid for. All right. Up next with this is number two, positive mindset. So once again, we're back at zero. And I thought to myself, all right, what is going to help me accomplish my goals faster? Positivity or negativity? Positivity, of course. Negativity is going to take you further away from where you want to go. Therefore, this is binary, a 1 or a 0. Negativity has no place in my or your life because it's going to take you further away from where you want to go. Therefore, negativity is in the trash. And this is super important because the world of sports betting, we love negativity, or people love to spread negativity towards you. And I certainly know that as a host of a show where if you don't do something correct in one of your picks, boom, people are going to let you know about it. It's also why I'm someone who does not build my brand just on picks. I build my brand around community and mindset and being around other like-minded people and being like, hey, I'm getting down like you're getting down. Let's bring some awesome people around. Let's chop it up and see if we can create some winners together. And when you remove negativity from your mindset as it relates to your personal growth and winning at life, this is the game changer of all game changer, because the entire world is pretty much a world of negativity. You jump on Twitter, negativity. Jump on the news, negativity. Other social media, negativity and comparisons. Email, Slack, there's just so much to take you away from what it is that you want to create in your life. So boom, commit to a life of negativity in the trash. Be about that positive life. All right, next thing, parlays. So in sports betting, many people like to be like, not only am I going to win one game, I'm going to win 2, 3, or 4, and the odds are going to increase. So boom, now we're stacking games to stack the rewards of winning that we're going to get. And in personal growth and development, this is just like habit stacking. And this is your ability to parlay together habits that become force multipliers of growth for you. So here's a few examples. So you're at the gym working out, but you're also visualizing at the same time. So I'll be sitting there, and I don't care if we're doing squats or bench press or whatever it is, and boom, you're visualizing the things in your life that you want to create at the same time. So now you're using the action and the motion and the visualization, and you're making this very real for yourself. We've also got going for a walk and getting outside, and at the same time, listening to a podcast about personal growth and development. So now you're getting in some fitness while at the same time working on your mind. When you do two things at once, you become more powerful, just like a parlay. And here's the good thing. You don't lose in life when you start habit stacking. In parlays, they're very difficult to hit. But when it comes to habit stacking, I encourage you to look for your vision and say, hey, what are the things, the habits that I can stack on top of each other? And I want to make a distinction. This is not multitasking. This is habit stacking, where you're stacking positive habits on top of each other, not doing a bunch of stuff all at once. All right, next thing. In the world of sports betting, value. Where is the value at? That's one of the things when we listen to sports betting podcasts, you're trying to have people say, hey, where can I find the value in this game? And sharps are looking for the most value, and they're oftentimes looking for things that others cannot see. Because while we may see a team going West Coast to East Coast or playing back-to-backs, the casinos and sportsbooks know this, of course. So all of that is already baked into the line. But sharps find a way to look and see value in a way that others don't. So as it relates to your own personal growth and development, let's look at what are the most important things in your life, the things that you value the most. And one of my favorite quotes is, live by design, not by default. So much of the world lives by default. They do the same things every single day. They show up and they're on this hamster wheel. There is no designing to their life. But if you want to create a life where you are winning, you will live by design, and you will realize the opportunity that you have every single day to design every single interaction, every single second of how you use your day. Because you are in control of everything. Even if you're going to a job, guess what? You're choosing to go to that job. So when you start to understand that you can design everything in your life, boom, now let's start listing down, hey, what are the most important things in our life? Because the value in so much of life is in the inefficiencies. And certainly when it comes to success mindset and personal growth in creating a life that we love. So where are some of these values in the inefficiencies? 1, attention to detail. So many people just mail it in on default. But man, are you looking for those little inches? Are you fighting for those inches? And this reminds me when I was doing sports publishing with Bacon Sports, and we were just creating thousands of articles. And I had on my editor brain, so I'm looking for any small discrepancies, or anyone who's ever redesigned websites. You're just sitting there and it's attention to detail. Boom. This is something that has served me because everything you do is a reflection of your brand. And I am someone that is extremely attention to detail oriented in everything that I do. So there's value in those inefficiencies. You might not think that others notice, but guess what? You notice, and that's what matters. Next, small things matter. So when you become the best of the best, they are looking, as I said, for those inches, a small little edge. And you think about the NHL playoffs where, man, it is the flip of a puck one way or another. And being from Pittsburgh and a Penguins fan, I think about the number of game 7s in the Stanley Cup where it's against the Red Wings on the road where they won, or against Ottawa when I believe it's Chris Kunitz has the game-winning goal in double overtime, things like that, where success and living a life you love is literally these small little tiny inches that can go one way or another. But then you start to realize those little micro moments and inches, they stack up day after day after day after day, and they become compounding. So that's why it's so important to be someone who values the small things in life. Here's another one, and this is big. Being present. Focus on today and this moment. So your ability, there is so much value for you. Just live in this right now. The past, there's nothing you can do about that. The future, that's uncertain. You can't control the future. You can design to put yourself in the best position to succeed, but as we all certainly know, we cannot control the future. So focus on being present. Well, how is there value in that? You know how much of the world is not present on an overwhelming majority of the basis? Scroll like people literally live in a scrolling life. And then here comes the metaverse. God forbid when that thing blows up and everyone's literally just becoming a digital avatar and they're living life in The Sims. I'm not about that. I'm about living my best life. And as part of that, the name of this podcast, Best Year Ever. How do you create your best year ever? Best month ever, week ever, day ever, hour ever, moment ever. Because the moment is the only thing that we have right now. And then last on this, have a long-term mindset. Know that these habits and routines and mindsets and ways of being and showing up in the world, they will pay off later. So while you're living in the moment, boom, in the future, you're already preparing yourself for a future state. So one of the things that I love is the things that you are working on right now today, many of them won't see fruits of the labor for at least 60 to 90 days. And if you're an entrepreneur, we're talking potentially years or decades. So your ability to also understand the long-term side of things, which is where the value in the inefficiencies is, because so many people want the immediate gratification now. But boom, you just keep paying your dues, putting in the work, working on your mindset, your growth, your development. Day after day, you're building, you're just putting on these bricks and putting on these bricks the same way a championship team is built. So there are so many analogies to these things that people want the quick fix. Boom, we're going to live in the present, but at the same time, we've got that long-term mindset for success. Woo, I'm excited. A little nature boy Ric Flair for you. All right, next thing is not falling into traps. So in sports betting, and I feel certainly when you're doing NFL betting, we look at lines, and sometimes lines can be a trap. So an example of this is when you're on an underdog and you're getting the hook is at 3.5, or you're on the favorite and it's -2.5. In both instances, you're like, whoa, I'm not on the key number. I've got the better of the number. So there can be a trap that is set there from the books that say, well, let's put this out there, and you may not realize that is not the right side. So there are traps that are out there in the world of sports betting. Another one, trendy underdogs, where everyone's like, oh, boom, I want this. They're at 3.5. The number looks so good. Ooh, free money, baby. That's what we're going to do. Boom, trap. So in life, what are the traps? It is the things that we do, that we tell ourselves, the stories, the self-limiting beliefs, the fears, the chatter that does not serve us, the excuses. These are the traps in the personal growth and development world that are stopping you from living your best life. I don't have enough time. I'll do it later. I don't feel like it. This story we tell ourselves that limits us for why we are not going to do something. And the biggest trap you can fall into is creating a story for yourself that does not serve you, because we all have the ability to create the story that we tell ourselves. The same way as sports bettors, we tell ourselves why we are going to be on this side. Ooh, I love Joe Burrow. He's better than Matthew Stafford. Ooh, Jamar Chase, he's so good. I don't trust the run game of the Rams. Whatever the narrative is going to be, that's the story as a sports bettor you buy into. But guess what? Every single day we wake up and we tell ourselves a new story nonstop all of the time. So what is the story that you are telling yourself? Is it serving you? Is it feeding you? Are you growing because of it? Are you designing it? And are you doing this every single day? Are you intentional about your process? Or are you just living by default and allowing the story of life to happen? Because here's what I feel like a lot of people fail to realize, that every day is not going to be puppy dogs and rainbows, for myself included. I am acutely aware of that. I know that at any moment, everything can get flipped upside down on its head. And I know that from experience, having built a business entirely around a world of sports, where all of a sudden one day, here comes a pandemic and it's like, Rob, you got a blind spot in your business. The world of sports, it can go away. I'm like, wow, did not see that one coming. But guess what? We prepare for what's difficult when it's easy. We get comfortable being uncomfortable. We know every single day there could be challenges on the horizon. And one of my favorite books that is out there, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And it is amazing. I'm actually wearing this necklace because of it. And it says, what stands in the way becomes the way. And it is all about the mindset for overcoming adversity, where a lot of people will see a wall and be like, I can't go forward. There's a wall and an obstacle. So here comes the negative mindset and the belief. Or you can say, I'm going to find a way above, under, over, through, however it is going to be. And the same is true for championship winning teams in the world of sports. Adversity strikes. The Rams, they're down in the fourth quarter, fourth down on the 30-yard line to the Bengals. Boom, they run that sweep to Cooper Kupp. There's actually two guys right there. Boom, they get that first down. Adversity is going to happen in your life. So are you going to fall into the trap of, oh, I can't do this, I'm scared, I've got fear? Or are you going to be a champion? Are you going to be a lion? Rah! Where you take this on and you say, you know what? I'm in charge of the story that I'm telling myself. Woo, feeling good. So as a recap, personal growth for sports bettors, how to win at life. Number one, process. Have a process for winning at life. Start by looking at your habits and routines for creating a great day. Number two, mindset. Commit to improving and sharpening your mindset and how you see your world and your growth. Number three, stack habits. This becomes a power multiplier for you. Number four, value. Create a list of the most important things in your life that you value, because now you can remove off the table the excuses for why you don't do them, because you have right there, boom, this sits next to me every single day on my desk, the most important things in my life. This allows you to focus. You get value by focusing on the things that you design and say are most important to you. And last, don't fall into traps by creating a story for yourself that does not serve yourself. You are in control of the story and the narrative that you tell yourself. You are in control of your personal growth. You are in charge of every single aspect of your life. This is called self-awareness. When you understand this and you see this gift where you can create anything that you want, including the story that you have in your head, your entire life will change forever. Man, I feel so good. I'm so excited about this. I had this idea a few nights ago, and I was like, when am I going to create this? Boom, I've got a podcast for sports betting tomorrow. I was like, I got to get this out today. I'm feeling inspired. And if this resonated from you, I would love to hear from you. Hit me up on all social media platforms at Rob Cressy, or I'm really excited to share the latest coaching program that I created called I Am Great. It is a personal growth program for high-performing leaders where we create a roadmap for freedom, self-creation, and a life you love. So this conversation we just had here, boom, we dive deeper into it to where you can have the process, the roadmap, the mindsets, the habits, the routines, in the support of us being in conversation to help you create the life that you want and do anything that you want. Sending tons of good vibes your way. Oh, you can go to robcressy.com/I am great. That's where you can find out more about the program or slide into my DMs. Would love to jump on a conversation with you, talk more about what it is you're looking to accomplish and see if this is a good fit for you. robcressy.com/I am great. Now, sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing rest of the day.